we've been going over guard passing concepts. I showed you the kneeling passes or the seated passes, and then we moved into the standing passes, okay? Other types of passes we can do from standing. I can come into the collars here, underneath the armpit, bring my body up, adjust, and come right back down into the combat base position, okay? Again, from combat base, I'm using those same concepts of folding the leg over, keeping close to my partner, not letting this leg get back inside. Combat base is kind of tricky to do. I also know, you're fine, Tristan. I also know a lot of people that will grab the pants here, come inside like this, open, adjust, and bring that knee in the center. And again, doing the same thing. So remember I said that my concept of passing the guard is to always get to a half guard position. I'm going to say that over and over and over again, to get to that half guard position, where if I can have this knee over top. It's not even a half guard position because he doesn't have a half guard. I'm in more of a top half guard position, except I've got a staple here. I don't really have the half guard, okay? These are ideal. Every position I get back into here is ideal. If I get here, this is wonderful. This is, it's even easier. He doesn't get a chance to close on my guard. But let's assume that your partner is a decent jiu-jitsu player. I read one time in Eddie Bravo's book, Mastering the Twister, I think it was. And for those of you who don't know, in the jiu-jitsu world, most of you should know who Eddie Bravo is. He's a legendary student under Jean-Jacques Machado, the founder of 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu System, founder of Eddie Bravo Invitational, one of the top tournaments, submission grappling tournaments in the world right now. He's an amazing martial artist and teacher. And one of the things that I read Eddie saying is what guard he thought was the most important. And he thought the half guard was the most important guard that you could develop in jiu-jitsu. And when he said that, it really resonated with me because I'm not a big guy. I'm kind of maybe average, a little bit below average height. I'm sort of little stubbly arms and kind of more stocky legs. I'm an average person. What I found is holding the closed guard and working closed guard techniques could be really tough for me. So that very often, especially in my early days in jiu-jitsu, people would pass my closed guard and they'd go right to my half guard. I realized though that I had because of my body shape, I had a lot of advantages in the bottom half guard that I could do in terms of keeping myself and keeping my structure and frame such that I was able to elevate a lot of people and get under them and work the half guard really, really well from the bottom. I also found that I could do the same thing from top half guard. I'd get to half guard position. Tristan's my partner is in the bottom half guard and I'm in the top half guard, and there are ways that I play the top half guard which made passing for me so much easier, kind of because of the amount of pressure I was able to apply my partner and the leverage I was able to keep. So everything again became getting to half guard and then really focusing on passing the half guard. I sort of, in my mind, I think of cutting jiu-jitsu down from its most complicated forms, De La Riva guard, reverse De La Riva guard, spider guard, any of these kind of things, lasso guard, reversing, getting into a position where I can force myself into a half guard. And there's only so many half guard positions you can be in, and there's a pass for every single one of them. So, first thing that's gonna happen, of course, is that you're gonna get caught in the half guard position. Whether you're standing or whether you're kneeling, you're gonna, let's say that's gonna happen to you. Let's assume it. So, I go to my position, I I opened Tristan's leg. Look how I opened it. I opened it wrong. I should have been back a little bit further on the arm or on his leg, pushing the leg open. And I step over instead of putting the hook in, putting the staple in. I step over, and now Tristan gets his hooks. So he's got his legs, bottom leg crossed over mine. He's not figure four his legs, but he's crossed them over here. This leg is on the outside. It gives him room to move. Already in this position, I feel like I have an advantage against Tristan because I can control this hip. If Tristan has a knee shield in from a half guard, now, although I'm setting on his leg, I don't have control of this hip because he's able to push and move away. So anytime you're in this kind of a half guard, where their knee is behind your leg, you're in an advantageous position. Whether you lay down on your partner or you turn and cross. The first thing I always like to do is I like to change my base and cross and present my back to my partner. Tristan, still hold your half guard. Okay. Couple of things happen here. One, my chest is able to keep my partner's chest relatively pinned to the ground. Two, I've got a solid base down with my arm on the elbow underneath his own arm. I can push him higher and stretch up on his chest, and his arms really can't be engaged. Okay? First thing I have to do is I have to clear this knee. Put this leg underneath. No, just hook. Just hook your own leg. Hook your own leg. Yeah, just lock your, yeah. My knee is under Tristan's knee. You can see this position right here. What I need to do is I need to be able to get my knee so that it's on the outside of Tristan's leg. Whether it's up here or whether it's just on the outside. As long as my knee is on the outside, I'm good to go. Once my knee is on the outside, now I need to move in order to create a little more leverage to get more of my knee out of this position. If Tristan clamps down really tight on this and I can't pull this out anymore, I have to use other parts of my bodies against his body to increase my leverage. One of the first things I can do is I can bring this bottom knee that's hugged in against him inside my leg. So Tristan's clamped down tight. I push away a little bit to make space, straighten this leg. I have a big hole under the ground here, and I bring this knee in. Nope, keep your legs together, please. I bring this knee in, and I have the knee on the inside. Notice my foot and leg are contoured on his. Lift this leg off. Keep your foot in this position. I'm going to take this one out. Keep your leg in this position. What this leg is doing, nope, keep it down here, is it's pushing him away. It's pushing him away, and this knee is on the hip as it's doing that. So it's pushing this hip down to the ground as well. Come back, lock up. Okay. I push the knee to the outside. I bring the knee in. Look where I'm at, pushing. As I'm pushing, I'm bringing this foot up. Now, lock your legs tight, Tristan. Sometimes when you do this, you have to wiggle your foot around a little bit to get to the point where my foot now is on top of his bottom leg, on his calf. Tighten your legs up. From there, I can usually walk my way out or pry my way out. My foot's back on the inside. He locks down. I can pry my way out by first escaping the heel and then pushing the toes away. And now I'm in reverse Keisugatami. Twister side control is another position, another name for this position, how it's called. This is a wonderful position to attack your partner from. From here, I almost inevitably always like to go to a mount position. I just take the leg, I step over, and I rotate my body around. And then I start attacking the mount. So let's come in again. A little bit more this angle, right here. So he gets the half guard. Okay? Now, what if he gets the lockdown? You know how to do the lockdown from here? On my foot, just Put the foot down, extend. Oh, that's the lockdown, right? And notice what happens is Tristan gets in this position and he locks my leg down. I need to get out of this first. I do that by bringing my leg up and over. From there, I rotate again. And I'm fighting out of the lock, the knot that he's put me in. I have to address it first. Put the lock down again. Yep. All right. So I address it. Foot comes off. Sometimes I can stay on this side and start bringing my hips across, turn side to face me. I get the underhook. I'm pushing down. The leg comes out. I'm in Kesagatomi again. Okay, turn this way. Half guard. So now we're in half guard again. I made the mistake. I'm here in half guard. Okay? I need to address my posture. So I'm here. What happens? The knee shield comes in. And now we're here. This is particularly a dangerous technique. A dangerous position. It's a really good position for my partner on the bottom. I think it's one of the best positions to really learn your jiu-jitsu from, because you could hold somebody in this position for a long time if they're not doing the right thing. The right thing to do is to change the knee. I have to address what's impeding my progression. One of my senpais and mentors growing up in jiu-jitsu, third degree black belt now, named Mean Jeff Semenak in Sarasota, taught me that a long time ago. What is impeding your progression? What's the obstacle in your path that's blocking your movement? Address that so that you can move. Okay? Yes, he has a hook in down here. He's got my leg. But this is really what's impeding me from my movement, is his ability to use pressure with his knee and combine it with grabbing and holding and attacking. Okay. So, first thing I always try to do, I try to push the leg down. And I'll do that with my body as well. And when I'm down here, I'll underhook the back. Now, look at my feet. I'll extend the leg so that my other leg can fish the foot over, and I windshield wiper that off. So put the hook on, Tris. I'm here. Look. There. Clearing it. Again. Put your foot on. Okay. If you're close knee to knee, it's going to be hard to do. So extend the leg down a little bit. Nope. Put the leg back on. You're not going to let it go. You have your hook in. I have my hook in. I pry it off. His other leg can't do anything because it's pressed up against his butt. Oh, guess what? Hop over, slide in. Okay. Half guard. We're in half guard again. He doesn't have me in anything. I managed to break the knee shield. Now he gets the underhook though. Right? He gets his arm underneath. Now he's in a more traditional half guard position. Things that he can do here is he can come up to his side. He can post on the elbow, come up to the side and start attacking me, driving me over, stepping behind me, right? So we get to the dogfight position. He could, if I'm down here and he gets the underhook and he comes up to his side again, right? He could dive in and grab my foot. Nope, underneath it. Underneath, grab it hook with a hook grip and pull it into your chest and roll it. No, just the foot, not the pants. Pull that in, roll over, right? So we have sweeps that he can do here. We're here, he gets the underhook. So I have to be careful of this position. When I'm in this position, I always do the back step. Thumb goes in the collar, I come up and I lay on my partner. Look how my leg goes straight. And then I rotate and I step. A lot of people, when they do this big swing over and your partner just follows you right over on top. So you have to take your time when you do this move. Come in. Half guard. Underhook. Grab. Pin that collar to the ground. Lay on your partner. Meld your hip, your side into his. And I come up a little higher. As I lay down, right, I'm not laying down here. I'm laying down up. So I've reached up a little bit higher on their body. Again, keeping pressure on them, making it difficult for them to leverage me over. I bring the foot up. I bring the foot up and in, and keep the step here. A lot of times people will change the hooks. Now, put this hook over my leg, and then take this one and put it underneath. Right? So they get these kind of hooks. You have to be careful about that, because then what Tristan's wanting to do is roll me over and kick with that leg and take me here. So you have to watch that as well. Lots of things that they can do. Here, lay down, I go under. Tristan fixes his hooks. Change the hook, nope, change this one over. This one on top, try to kick me out. As he kicks me out, I hug. Lift, nope. Pull yourself out. If he doesn't do that, I continue to go over, and as I'm here, nope, just keep your legs wrapped. I take my hand and I reach into his leg and I pull it to my chest. At the same time, I loosen up on this collar and I lower myself and I get to my elbow and re-grip that collar so I can wedge his face if I need to. Sometimes I have to put pressure on his face like this. But I'm here. Lock your half guard real tight. My knee is underneath his knee. Come over here, look, see where my knee is? His leg is above my knee. So first thing I have to do is I have to get my knee out a little bit. I butt scoot. Still isn't out, but I've given enough room where I can now bring my other leg in. And I can wedge my leg on top of my arm against his legs. And as I butt scoot, push his legs away a little bit. Oh, now my knee's free. A little bit more. And then when I feel like I can, I take my toes, my foot out from underneath his leg, and I push on his bottom thigh, and I take my leg out. Underhook. He gets the underhook. Stay here. Steady position. Lower yourself. Lower yourself. Wait here. Hold this position. Adjust. Hip escape. Bring the leg in front. Push with the knee. Push with the foot. Notice I'm laying on his face too. Push with that foot. Take your leg out.